welcome back to my YouTube channel. I can't believe I can say that now. This video is going to be about how I even became a cosmetologist, because I feel like I get this question a lot of being like, what did you do to become a hairdresser? Why are you not a hairdresser now? How do you get into cosmetology? How do you get into doing makeup professionally? How do you get into doing all the things you do as a cosmetologist? And literally my answer is, God answered a prayer. It's actually crazy. So if you guys have been here for a very long time, you guys would know I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to actually become a transplant doctor for pediatrics because I am a transplant child, and helping other kids with chronic illnesses that might lead to them needing a transplant, and then obviously maybe being like an aftercare transplant specialist or whatever. But I always wanted to go into the medical field. I never wanted to be a cosmetologist. So this is what happened. I'm gonna take you back to the beginning of 2017 when I got my second transplant, when I had a 5-organ transplant. I was doing YouTube at the time. If you guys have been here for a long time, you guys know those videos. If you guys want to scroll on YouTube, they are right there for you guys to watch, because there's not many videos on this page, but you guys can watch everything that pretty much happened. After transplant, I wind up going to camp and meeting a bunch of other transplant kiddos, which was really cool and really, really fun. I went for 2 years and that was it, but it was the best connections I ever had, and it was literally so much fun, just never being able to do anything and then literally going to camp, meeting a bunch of other people that literally were like me. I wound up meeting Salma at this transplant camp, and as the week went on, or the weekend we were there, she was telling me how she loved makeup and she was a makeup influencer, and I was like, girl, no way, I'm actually a YouTuber. And she was like, you are? She was like, why are you doing YouTube? And I was like, why are you doing Facebook Lives? And we got to chatting and we got to become friends along with our friend Ray. So instantly everyone knew I was an artist at camp. I made it very well known that art was like my thing. And Salma was pretty much the first person to bring up to me, you should get into makeup. I literally was like, absolutely not. I hate makeup. I think that it's a mask that people wear. I'm all about natural beauty, natural self. Like, I would never put on a full face of makeup. Now, this was the interesting part, because my only beauty role models at that time, I didn't know there's this like whole beauty world, was actually my mom and my sister, which I love my mom and my sister so much. They're my girls, of course. But my mom was literally a 90s alt goth-ish girl. Then my sister was like your classic New Jersey, tan, big hair, matte lip, like light 90s lip, like very, just different. Her and my mom were just two different complete styles, and I didn't like both for the longest time. But I always did favor my mom's style of the jet black hair with the red liquid lip and thick eyeliner. So that is the only type of beauty standard I literally had to go off of. When I was in middle school and high school, oh my god, people were walking around with literally bug eyes as mascara, and they had these real thin or real thick eyebrows. I was like, I didn't know what beauty was, so I had no idea about anything. When Salma was like, you should become a beauty like person, I was like, what? Like, what are you saying? She's like, you should get into makeup, like makeup's art. And I was like, girl, you crazy. Became friends. Ray was also part of us, and she still is. Me and Ray are still very good friends, even though Salma has passed. Me and Ray are still very, very close. But that was the jumpstart of me becoming a beautician. So I went home from camp, and all of us girls stayed in touch. And Salma was like, girl, I have so much makeup here at my house because all these companies send me stuff. And I was like, that's so cool. And she was like, I'm going to send you a box. I said, okay, I'm never going to use it, but like, go ahead. You can send me a box of makeup, sure. And I was thinking in my head, like, okay, I could share it with my mom and my sister if I really wanted, right? So she's like, I'm going to send you a smoky palette. I'm going to send you a natural thing. I'm going to send you like an eyeliner. I'm going to send you a face luminizer. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So we wound up, she sent me this package. And when I opened it, something sparked in me, which was really crazy. Now, at this time, James Charles was blowing up on YouTube, and what he started doing was creative makeup, where he was doing like the pink drink on his eye, or he was creating these little rainbow eyes. Nikki Tutorials was coming out with these giant, bold glams. Jaclyn Hill was just a stunning, beautiful girl, and I love that we had the same name. And it was just so cool to see all these colors and all of this like different type of face makeup, and it was like bold blush and like contour. Then I started researching drag queens, and I started really realizing that makeup is an art. So what I did was I grabbed all the stuff that Salma gave me and I just started painting my body. Now, mind you, I was already an artist before I was a makeup artist. So I wound up just getting the eyeliner and I started drawing lines on my face. James Charles came out with his first eyeshadow palette with Morphe and I bought it. I was one of those OGs that bought that big palette. I was part of like the first big round of sellout and I knew right then and there those were going to be my paints. I was going to turn that eyeshadow into paints and I was going to use it as if it was highlighting and shadowing, and I already had this basic knowledge of art, of how to highlight, add shadow, how to make lines, different lines change different structures, you know. I already knew how to do all of the basics of complementary colors, primary colors, you know, combining them, what looks good, what doesn't look good. Even something as simple as like hazel eyes, if I add a pinky rose gold to red eyeshadow, I know it's going to make the green in the eyes pop. So all of that stuff that you learn in cosmetology school about makeup, I had already a basic understanding from literally studying art, which was crazy. So I picked up that little makeup brush and I started writing Donate Life on my body, and it literally sparked from there. A little tea about this. So I started doing creative makeup before I even started doing glam, natural, you know, working like professional wise. I was literally sitting in my bedroom with my phone in between my legs and I was just recording me doing this makeup. Now, I was a YouTuber already, so I was already comfortable in front of the camera. And then when I did meet Salma and we were talking and all this stuff, I wound up really finding this interest in a Facebook Live video. You guys, a lot of you guys met me through there, and I thought it was just like the coolest thing ever that I didn't have to sit in front of a camera by myself. I was sitting there and talking to people live. You guys were commenting, giving me feedback and all that stuff, and I love being a live creator. It's one of my favorite things is going live and filming. I love talking to my girls. I love being in front of the camera, and I love our conversations. You guys have also watched me grow up in a different way. So YouTube's a lot of work. YouTube, you have to have the editing software, you have to have your timing down. During live, the energy kind of just flows. There's no stagnant, where on this type of video style, it can be more stagnant if you're not, say, like a professional at it. But it takes time. I was also so young. I was literally a teenager when I started YouTube. Of course, I'm gonna be awkward, weird in front of the camera. And now that I can like get ready, feel all cute in front of the camera, like I love this a lot more now. And I think I'm more YouTube ready now, which is why I'm getting back into this. But back to the story. So I was doing these Facebook Lives every Friday and Saturday night, and I was creating all these things. I made my makeup page. I started buying from small businesses, or real small indie brands, and they were recognizing my work and reposting my work. Then I got discount codes, and I just started really building myself. Now, I did have help from Salma because my page did a little boost, but what really was the thing was my energy. You guys loved my energy when we were filming together, and you guys also really just took an interest in me for multiple reasons that I'm not even going to get into, but there was something about me and the live world, and I was one of the youngest creators on Facebook Live along with Salma. So we were kind of we already had an advantage. We already had an upper hand because we were young, cute, we had, you know, the energy for it, and we were just sitting there and selling product, really going in, really showing you guys detailed moments versus somebody that was just like, oh, I like this is like on mature skin, you know what I mean? We were going in and we were doing artistry, we were doing cut creases, we're doing all these crazy things, so people are going to watch because they want to see that crazy. And that's how my Facebook page really got started. And then I made an Instagram, and my Instagram blew up 700 followers within the first 12 hours. I made my Instagram and started posting my creative makeup. It just boom. Now, I was in high school, and everyone in high school, because of middle school, knew that pretty much I was a YouTuber, but I did want to quit because it was just getting to be too much. My studies were more important to me than trying to be a YouTuber and making money. I didn't even realize, honestly, if I could really make money from YouTube, but now we are trying to make that happen. So if you guys are watching this, watch all the way through because we're trying to get monetized. But anyway, so we were, you know, in high school, and I just really took a liking to live. So I really started doing it every Friday and Saturday night. Then that's when I started doing videos for companies because I have a big heart, and I was just like, I love your product. Let me do a dedicated video. Let's see how many sales we can make in a night. Let's hit these goals, grow the pages. I'll go live on your page too. And I was gaining followers from these other makeup companies' pages as well. So I was going live on like their Facebook makeup page, and I was going, oh, go follow me at JC's Makeup 516, and they were. So it was really, really cool to see how much of a community I built really quick at a young age. But now, I mean, that's also my prime days, and that I feel like are more over on Facebook because the whole community has shifted in a completely different way that I can't even wrap my head around, but it wasn't even the same as it is now. And that's like all I have to say. It's just, it's not the same. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You had to be there. There was other Facebook Live creators during this time that I wound up becoming friends with while working through all the companies. We wound up all kind of working with the same companies, which was really cool and really fun. And we got to do collaborations, and then I was getting their followers, you know, they were gaining my followers, and we kind of built this community. This community now is definitely falling apart, but I'm still friends with some really cool OGs, and I'm really proud of myself that I've never burned a bridge or anything like that. So I'm just really happy that I'm still in touch with a lot of those girls, and they're wicked talented and still doing their thing. And you know, we're all transferring to TikTok, Instagram, trying to get out of just the Facebook Live, and we're trying to branch out. Everyone knew I was doing these Facebook Lives, and everyone knew that I was doing all this stuff. Now, we're taking it back now to 2020, and I was still in high school, as I told you guys. So one day I had a meeting, I had an IEP meeting, and I wound up getting called down to the office for my IEP meeting. So I went, and I thought I was almost like in trouble. I thought I was in trouble. I had really bad anxiety. So like if I did anything bad, like I was a really good girl, especially in high school. I literally cried from skipping class once. That's a whole story time if you guys want that. But I actually went to this meeting, and my mom wasn't there. Normally my mom was at some of these meetings, but they called me down just to have a meeting with them. So they told me, oh, we know you like doing makeup. Everyone kind of followed my YouTube, so people knew what I was doing. And then obviously transferring over to Facebook, so people saw what I was doing. Pretty much like friends, staff at high school, like everyone kind of had tabs on me because we literally thought I was gonna die. So like we had everything like pretty much on lockdown for me in case something happened to me that would get me to an emergency room, to a hospital, so on and so forth. It was crazy. I'm so thankful for my high school. I'm happy I am done in high school, but I'm really thankful for the years that they did give me, because without them, I wouldn't have become a cosmetologist. So my high school, which is Triton Regional High School, that was alumni there now. Triton Regional, they wound up becoming part of a trade program. So it was like college and high school program, and it was basically split. So we already had college classes that you could do a half day your senior year, and then a half day at college to start getting your credits and like, you know, just getting more college experience and it was really for like, I feel like a lot more like smart people. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted to go to an Ivy League school and I wanted to become a doctor. So I wasn't going to go to the community school because I wanted to be a doctor, which that to me was just like beneath me. Now it is not, and I know that sounds horrible, but I just didn't have that mindset. I was one of those high schoolers, I have to admit. Now community college is pretty much all I will ever do because community college rocks. Anyways, so I wound up in this meeting, and they were like, so you really like doing makeup and you're really good at it. Do you want to go to cosmetology school? I looked at them. I said, not really. They were like, why? And I was like, because I just like makeup. Like, I don't know how to do hair. I didn't even know how to straighten hair. I don't like hair. I don't like nails. I don't want to do skin. I was like, I'm just like a makeup artist. Like, I'm just sitting there, you know, like I'm an artist and I'm sitting there playing with makeup. Like, this isn't like a job. I'm making it a job, but it's not something I want to do forever. And they were like, okay. And they're like, well, we are picking 2 students to start going to the trade community school, and you are one of them we want to send to cosmetology school. We also have a cooking school that we also want to send 2 kids to, but this is our first year doing this, and we're going to pick 2 of you to go, and we want you to go to this community college for cosmetology. You'll be fully licensed by the time you graduate your senior year. You're gonna walk down graduation with your ropes of already being licensed in cosmetology. Right out of school, you can start making money, you can start having a job, saving up for college, or you can also work while you're in college. So it was kind of like a no-brainer, but at the same time I was like, no thank you, don't have time. I went home that day and my mom was like, I told her everything and she was like, Jay, like, you have to do it. She was like, you don't have to pay a dime, because I didn't. It was fully free. They wanted to put me in that school. So it was a full scholarship. And I was like, but mom, like, I don't even know how to straighten hair. Like, I don't want to go. And she was like, I'm telling you, go, because once you have that license, it can never get taken away from you as long as you keep up with it. You'll always have a job. You will always have something to fall back on. And you can work while also in college, which is huge. My mom really knew that this could set me up for some success. And she was like, and it's not a bad thing for you to learn how to do hair or have the fundamentals of doing hair, skincare, nails. She was like, you don't have to practice everything. If you just want to be a makeup artist, you could just be a makeup artist. But you can say you are a professional once you get that license in your hand. And when she said that, that's when I was like, all right, I'll go, because I do kind of want to say that I'm a professional for the sole purpose of, at the time, influencers on Facebook Live, specifically Facebook, no one was licensed. Like, no one, everyone was giving us advice and tutorials on how to do this and this and that, but no one was licensed. So it was like, can you really trust them? A lot of them you can. You don't have to be licensed, obviously, to understand makeup or no makeup, and that's not what I'm saying at all. But I was basically like, I have the upper hand. If I say I am a professional, this is what I do on my clients, this is what I suggest for you, because I will know down to a T at a textbook level about skin, hair, nails, makeup, everything to do with cosmetology. I would know by textbook, and I have a license to prove that I am a professional and you should listen to me. You should book with me, and I will help you with all your beautician needs. So I wound up going to the cosmetology school and I took a little tour. The teacher, shout out to Miss C, I love her so much, and she is one of my favorite people on the entire planet. And my girls that I met in class, we had a very small class, but I loved it. So we went to the walk-in. Me and my mom walked around. My mom and my cosmetology teacher, she talked to her about my medical and all that stuff, and my teacher basically was like, listen, it's going to be a lot on her, it's going to be a lot on her body, but I really believe in her. And she's like, she has it, and I haven't even met her really. She's like, but she has it, I know she could do it, and I promise you she will be okay here. So my mom was like, okay, like, will you make sure that she is good? And she was like, absolutely, like, we will make sure she's good. So I walked around, talked to some of the students. I was kind of like, not really feeling the vibe, but at the same time, I literally go to school for 9 months, almost a year. It wound up being pretty much a year because of COVID. I get all my hours, it's completely free, I get my license in the end, and all I have to do is pass. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. They also provided my entire kit. I did not have to buy at all. All I had to do was put in money for an application, and then I also had to put in money for when I was officially licensed, and that's all the money I spent during cosmetology school pretty much. I went to cosmetology school from 2020, 2021, and we actually started late. We were supposed to start in the beginning of the school year of my senior year. Now, that meeting happened the end of my junior year, and that's pretty much what middle of my junior year, and COVID wound up happening literally a few weeks later. Before COVID, I was really sick with the flu, and this was pretty much right after I had that IEP meeting about my about going to cosmetology school and scholarship and da-da-da-da. So I really had no idea what was going on, but I had the flu, and then COVID happened, so everything got pushed. We went remote for high school, and then senior year we were still remote, but I was supposed to start cosmetology school of September, and I didn't start until December. So what we were supposed to do from September to June for cosmetology school, and I had to do December into the following year. So it was just a lot more confusing, but I did graduate high school with we started in December. I'll never forget my time in cosmetology school. I personally had a blast. I loved it. It was a lot of work. I went in there so blind. The only thing I knew was makeup. I swear to you guys, I didn't know how to straighten hair. I didn't know there was different types of combs. I didn't know that you could burn someone's hair. My mom never really took us to like a salon. We went to Hair Cuttery. I'm not saying that Hair Cuttery is not a salon. Hair Cuttery is a salon, but also there is a difference between a franchise salon versus a little independent business, small business salon, or even a high-end luxury, spa salon, say in a casino or something. But I really had no idea about like everything. I was just so oblivious. I never watched highlights being done. I didn't know that you put hair in foils. I didn't know that hair color was literally the color wheel. Oh my God, I literally didn't even realize it or know that. And I worked really hard and I enjoyed it and I felt like I was having fun during cosmetology school, but nothing stuck to me besides being a makeup artist. And being in cosmetology school, my teacher was very blunt. She was very, very blunt. And she pretty much said, you can make it as a makeup artist. You can do great things. You can make a lot of money. You can, prosper in different parts of the industry with that. But a lot of the time, makeup is seen as an add-on service. And I didn't really understood what she meant until I really started working, because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, makeup's my life. Like, makeup's my world. Like, I love doing makeup. Like, that's all I want to be as a makeup artist. And she really told me, like, don't just put yourself in a bubble with makeup. You can do so much more along with makeup and keep makeup as, an add-on, but also make money from doing other things too. Like, don't cut yourself short. So I really didn't like doing hair. I hated doing hair at first. I was really confused. I was just so confused, lost in the sauce. Everybody else, just kind of had this like natural hairdresser instinct to them, and I just didn't. Like, I was like, hair cutting scared me so bad. I was so afraid to cut hair. The only thing I was good at in school was a perm, and it was because I understood really quickly how to wrap a perm because it was really easy to me. But then like the chemical part, I was really confused. So chemical wise, when it came to hair, I started really taking a liking around perms and color. And then that's when I kind of decided if I ever did hair, I'd become a color specialist, because color made so much sense in my head. The color theory, the mixing, the gray level, the percentage of, 0% gray all the way to 100% gray. Color corrections also made sense to me. If someone comes in with orange hair and they need it neutralized, you throw blue on top. That's what you do. Someone comes in with hot red hair, they want to go a natural color, you throw green right on top. Like, it made sense to me, and that's all I wanted to do, because hair cutting scared me. Hairstyling didn't make sense to me until now. Hairstyling really didn't make that much sense in my head, but I tried, I failed, but I did it. I got to pass, but I wasn't good at it. While I was in cosmetology school, we always watched videos and things like that from a video, and I was like, all right, like, we're watching a video, like, I kind of want to take a nap, but I know I have to pay attention, right? And my teacher was like, all right, guys, so we're going to watch a styling video today, and what's going to happen is this person that is the hairdresser is what you call a platform artist. And I'm like, what's that? So she basically said what they do is they go up on stage in front of a bunch of other hairdressers, in front of a bunch of other cosmetologists, and they perform and demo a product on a client and how to use it. So today they're going to be doing hairstyling. I think they were doing like a chignon or something, and they were using hairspray, and they were demonstrating the hairspray and like the mousse or whatever. So I was like, that's a thing? I literally said that. I told her, I was like, that's a thing? Like, you can literally get on stage in front of people and show them how to use the product. She was like, yeah, that's called a platform artist. Like, hairdressers can become a platform artist. That was it for me. That was it, because I was already doing the same thing on Facebook Live. I was on video, on live in front of hundreds of people, and I was demonstrating how to use an eyeshadow palette, how to use eyeliner, how to put on lashes, different lipstick colors, reviewing foundations, concealers, powders. All of this stuff I was already doing, but you're telling me I could do it in person? Yes, girl, and be paid for it? Yes, please, because sponsorships weren't a thing at this time for me. So literally my dream job would be a platform artist, and that's when I was like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to become a cosmetologist. Like, I am full in this now. Like, I want to do this right. The more we talked about it, more we found out about things. Obviously, you need to have a lot of experience. You need to work with a brand starting out as an ambassador, and then you can work your way up to, a teacher and so on and so forth. So that was my dream job, and I was like so excited because that was the first thing in cosmetology school besides makeup and skincare that really piqued my interest in hair. And I was like, I would love to do that for hair. Like, imagine if I got good at hairstyling and I could demonstrate a hairspray. Yes, girl. Like, I love that. But talking to professionals instead of talking to people that didn't really know how to do makeup, or hair, I would much rather prefer talk to somebody about the nitty-gritty details of a product that they have a natural understanding of, say, hairspray. But my hairspray is stronger because of this product in it, and so on and so forth. This is how we use it at Corp, and da-da-da-da. It sounded like such a dream to me, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So that was the first time in cosmetology school that I was like, yes, I want to do this. And at the time, I was still making makeup videos every Friday and Saturday night. But I was also going live every single morning on Facebook Live right after my online classes. Then I would jump on to Facebook Live. I would work for 2 hours and do my makeup, and then I would jump off, and then I would go to my high school for art, like on my art class, literally my art class. Shout out to Palma, because my art teacher, bro, I literally bugged him every single day. I sat there and I just did my artwork in person because I wanted to go to high school so bad, but because of COVID, we couldn't. So we had this rule where you can come in in the morning, or you can come in at night for your classes, or not night, but afternoon. And I was like, I'm literally just going in for art, because doing art online is so hard when you need someone to show you how to do stuff. So I became a fine artist, and those pictures behind me are actually what I did some of them. Some of them are all throughout my house, but those pictures I did my senior year, and I was so proud of them. So as I was doing cosmetology school, I was also in a fine art program, college art program in my high school. So I was doing AP art, and I was really, really growing really quickly as an artist, as a fine artist. And then I was also learning and doing all these things as a new cosmetologist, and I was coming into high school each day with new information from cosmetology, and then I was going to cosmetology school with all of this new info from my fine art class. So I was literally fusing the two together, and it was the most amazing thing. It was the most beautiful growth I've ever seen myself do, and I'll always be so proud of myself. And I ran myself dry by the end of that year, but I was so proud of myself, and I transformed a lot in that year. And 2020 to 2021 was actually probably one of my favorite years of my life. I know for a lot of people it was sad, it was hard, but truthfully, those years, those 2 years, I had a blast. I loved it because of cosmetology school, APR, and how much I was growing. So yeah, there was that. I graduated high school, and then I was still finishing out cosmetology school. And finishing out cosmetology school was a lot. We had a new set of kids come in, kids and adults we had come into our class. We were seniors, we had juniors with us, and there was a lot going on with all of that, which is just a headache. But at the same time, shout out to those people too. I have friendships now because of that. And I was one of the first people to get out of cosmetology school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do because I couldn't become a platform artist. I was just an influencer, and I never really wanted to work on the floor at all in a salon. So the last 2 weeks of cos school, I was like, maybe I could do it. Talked to my cosmetology teacher, and she was basically like, listen, I think you should at least give it a shot. Even if you don't like it, if it might take you a few times to find your perfect salon. It's going to be a lot of work on your body. See how you feel, see how you do, see how your health is for at least maybe even a little bit, and then you can go from there. So I wound up graduating cosmetology school, got my license. I was all hype, and I was on cloud 9. Then I wound up seeing Gwen, and you guys know Gwen is one of my best friends, and I met her in cosmetology school. So I saw Gwen at cosmetology school we were both dropping off our papers because we took our test the same day, and she told me that her mom was hiring, which I met her mom, Sunny, and Sunny owned a salon in Haddon Heights. So I was like, oh my God, I'm close, I'm still close in Jersey to home, I'm not driving 30-40 minutes, say over to if I was going over Philly, it would be 20 minutes, or if I was going more north Jersey, in the middle type area, I could have worked in a different salon, a bigger salon, but I was a lot closer if I worked in a smaller salon, and I was so happy about that. So I already met Sunny because we had clinic, of course, in cosmetology, where Sunny would come in and she would actually, let her daughter cut her hair, blow out her hair, and practice on her, and we would practice on mannequins and each other. But Sunny saw me on the floor. We met all the girls, and me obviously met her. We would all talk, and me and Gwen were like this. We still are like this. That's one of my besties. She's like a sister to me, truly. And it was a no-brainer when Gwen basically was like, my mom's hiring, and I was like, give me her phone number right now because I would love to work for Mama Sunny. We love Mama Sunny because that's what we called her. We were like, that's Mama Sunny. Like, we love her. So I went in for a job interview. And Sunny was like, you know, you're hired, right? And I was like, I am, like, oh my God. And I wound up starting as her assistant because she knew that in cosmetology school, we didn't get the normal cosmetology experience as most because of COVID. So she had me work under her as her assistant, and I learned so much, met the most amazing clients, and I will always, always, always be so thankful and loving towards my first ever salon I worked in. And I was really sad when I had to leave because of my allergy. During this whole process of becoming a cosmetologist, I was an influencer and I was doing things online, which was amazing and I loved it, but it was a lot. And when I got into the salon, I wanted to take a little bit of a step back just because I really wanted to focus on building a clientele, you know, having in-person connections. Sometimes online, it can be a little hard to feel like an in-person connection and really feel real love and real, just realness. Like honestly, it's just that feeling the realness, feeling the true connection between people. And sometimes I know you guys can always tell me, you know, I love you, help me out so much, you help my kids out, like you've taught me this and this and that, and it makes my heart so happy and it fulfills me every single day. But sometimes when I lay down at night, it really is like oh God, like I'm not doing enough, or like I don't feel like I've done enough, versus someone in person literally giving you a hug because they're telling you, I feel so much more like myself. Thank you so much for sitting here, cutting my hair, coloring my hair, doing a service for me, and making me feel beautiful again, because that's a different type of connection that you can't get anywhere else. So I love the salon. I really wanted to prioritize the salon, and I did. I really got myself a nice little clientele. And then in that time frame, I also wound up getting another job for teaching, which I knew that if I wanted to become a platform artist, that teaching would be something I really wanted to do. Now, it was for a company that I was certified in while I was in cosmetology school, and it was called Academy Pro. This company is not around anymore, as a few months ago, but that is okay. It taught me a lot. It showed me a lot of connections. I met a lot of wonderful and talented cosmetologists, and it was so fun teaching. I loved it, and I would certify other cosmetology students in hair extensions and airbrush makeup, and I would talk about it, you know, talk about the real world of cosmetology, what it's like being behind the chair, what it's like being on the floor, so on and so forth. And it was really the most beautiful thing. And I had some hard times with certain kids with the respect issues of me only being a few years older, me also teaching somebody else that say was 20 years older than me and I is going back to school and trying to become a hairdresser, but they wanted to be certified in extensions. There was a lot of kind of back and forth of, I love you, I love you, I love you, and then like, what can you teach me? So it was really hard for me to kind of balance that, but I did it, and I did it really well for the most part, and I had a lot of fun doing that. Is teaching something I would do again? Yes, but not at the travel that I was doing and all the mental part that comes with it with teaching. So, and I just personally believe that teaching isn't the same anymore. I give so much respect to all teachers nowadays because teaching is not the same as it even was 4 years ago. And I would love to become a cosmetology teacher, but they actually like don't really make much unless you're there for a really long time. And they don't even get things like benefits, 401k, stuff like that. Like, you have to still do it all yourself, whether you're a hairdresser or not. And I can make a whole video about all of that stuff. But I just actually wound up not really wanting to become a cosmetology teacher. And then I also became allergic to the hair chemicals, so I really can't become a cosmetology teacher because my job is to literally teach how to mix color, how to apply color, how to wash it out, talk about these things while also being in a room with all those fumes and all that crazy stuff that affects my body, it hurts. So I can't do that, and I really don't want to do that, but cosmetology teachers rock, and I've met some really god-awful ones, and I've also met ones that were absolutely amazing, like mine that I had. If you're in cosmetology school, my biggest thing is to find someone that truly believes in you. My teacher believed in me when I didn't, and she also told me to pretty much not give up because I wanted to. I didn't want to do hair. I didn't want to do anything else besides makeup, and she really made sure that I wasn't stubborn in that area, and there was something and somewhere to grow. And when she told me about the platform artist, and she was like, you're gonna like this, and something just went off in me, and she was like, I knew you would like it. And she was like, you could do that if you want. And I was like, maybe. And she was like, you just need to get behind that chair for a few years. But she knew my potential, and she knew what I could do, and even though I didn't, she pushed me, and I took that into consideration. And I'll always have such massive love and respect for her, because she's just iconic. Like, truth be told, she's iconic, and I just love and appreciate her. So I was behind the chair for just a few years, and I did really get really good at my craft. I was known for color corrections. I was known for mixing. I was also just known for how I talk to people, how I was able to treat people behind the chair. And I really do feel like my clients, I was able to be a safe space for them. I was able to be a safe space. I was able to make them feel comfortable. I was never afraid of change, and some hairdressers don't like change, and when you change something up on a hairdresser sporadically, it could be a little stressful for the hairdresser. But I tried my best to never make it a big problem, or I never wanted them to feel like an inconvenience, and it was my job to do what they want. So I'll tell you if it's a good idea or not, but I will do the best I can to make sure your hair dreams come true, or even makeup, if their makeup dreams come true. So it was really cool. Now, hop, skip, and a jump till also now me not being behind the chair. It's crazy. I miss it a lot. I really do miss it a lot. But I am now a travel stylist, and this is one of the most beautiful parts about cosmetology. I love that I went from being a fine artist, a content creator, to a cosmetologist, helping people, which is my true passion in life, is just to help people, make people feel good, make them feel better. And I was able to do that while also expressing my art and my artistic side. And that's what my favorite part about being a beautician. And this could make me literally cry, because it's the most beautiful thing when you confuse beauty and therapy and the arts all together. And I love it so much. But I know that I won't be able to just do it forever, but I know I can always have it in my life. And I have such a deep love and appreciation, truthfully, for cosmetology in general, but also just really helping people at the same time. And I think it's just the coolest job in the whole wide world. And then me being an influencer on top of that, and being able to help people from all throughout the world, it's a dream come true. And I'm just so thankful that I had my prime time where I was doing all three of my dream jobs pretty much. I am really sad and heartbroken that I can't do them now, but that's okay. And I will have a story time for you guys about how I almost went out to California for school for makeup as well, but that's for another video. I want to tell you guys now that now I am also now working for a bridal company. If you don't want to be behind the chair, but you love being a makeup artist, you love being a hairstylist, something you can look into is being a bridal specialist. Now, I never wanted to be a bridal specialist, literally ever, because weddings stress me out. I don't like doing weddings. The travel sucks. Sometimes the pay is just not there, unless you do it on your own. And it's just truth. If you work for somebody, they take a bigger cut 90% of the time versus you just pocketing what you deserve to pocket. And I think a lot of times bridal companies take away a lot of appreciation and from the stylists and from the artists that they have, and it really sucks. But it's money. It's still somewhere, to be booked. If you can't outsource yourself, it is nice to have someone handle all the contracts and finding the business for you, and then just hiring you onto the spot. You show up, you do your work, you collect the payment, you're out. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So it is a really cool job. I am starting to find a really love and a liking for travel styling, but it's a lot on my body because of the styling, standing up for still 7 hours as if I was on the floor, but product and moving it around. I mean, I weigh 85 pounds and I'm carrying around 50 pounds of stuff, so I have to be really careful, and it's a lot of driving, it's a lot of travel. Make sure you're the bridal company reimburse you for certain things if you're able to get them to do that. It's a very hard industry, bridal, in my opinion, because everything has to be perfect, and I'm not a perfectionist whatsoever. I'm really much more of like a patchwork type of artist. Like, we'll put it together, we'll see how it comes out. I don't guarantee nothing, and I hope that maybe one point I can get like that, and maybe I will become a perfectionist. But I'm not a perfectionist, and it's very hard to be in a part of the industry that everything is perfection, from literally down to the tiniest little hair on somebody's head, and if it's poking out of a chignon, it's like the end of the world, and it's very, very hard to do. But we're doing it, and it's a new adventure for me, and more I do it, the better I'm gonna get at it, and I have a basic understanding of pretty much all of cosmetology if in hair, and I have a basic understanding of hairstyling. I'm working on those skills, I'm doing those skills, I'm getting bookings. I was booked out every single weekend in October, and I am pretty much getting booked every single weekend in November. And then hopefully, you know, I'm starting to get like some spring weddings that I'm going to be doing and all that fun stuff. So I will be doing a video hopefully of my pro kit soon, once I just kind of get some more stuff together, figure out where I want it. It takes a very long time to build a pro kit, but that pro kit is my everything now, and I'm so proud of it and I love it. So it's really, really cool to now be in this next chapter of my life of being a travel stylist and also wanting to go back to school. But we could talk about me going back to school a little later in another video as well. So I just wanted to make this video though and tell you guys about the story of how I became a cosmetologist. There's a lot. My story with becoming a cosmetologist is a little special because I was basically like, not forced, but like I was offered it, and I just took my chance and I wound up loving it. And I could talk about the perks of being a cosmetologist all day long, being a hairdresser. I love it. It's the most amazing thing. Being a hair stylist is so much fun, and also being a makeup artist is just a blast. And I wouldn't take it back whatsoever. I would redo those 9 months of school again, even if it really challenged me a lot. I would do it all over again in a blink of an eye, and it was truly some of the best days of my life. And I'm so happy I met the amount of people I did there and have the connections I have now because of cosmetology school. Your connections start in school. That's where they start, and it's so important to build off of that, and connections are everything in this industry. So building off of that has really shown me where I can go, which way, and so on and so forth. And the craziest part is when I was in cosmetology school, the wedding company I work with now literally followed me when I was in cosmetology school and have been wanting me on the team since, but they knew that my schedule was crazy, so they never reached out. But my cosmetology teacher also wanted me to work for them, and then I just didn't. And then after, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll become a part of a bridal company, and they wound up actually reaching out to me when I was thinking about it. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. I love my jobs. It's so cool. If there's any part of this video you guys want to know more about, please comment it down below. And if you guys like this little story time, I would also like you guys to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you guys are new. And yeah, I had a great time talking to you guys about this, and I love reminiscing about just all of the stuff that I've done, pretty much, because it makes me really proud of myself, makes me really sad at the same time now that a lot of it's over. But you know, it just means that that's, you know, one door closes, another one opens, and we're here now, we're living, we're trying to thrive, and I'm doing the best I absolutely can. So this is your reminder too, just to do the absolute best you can. Even if your dreams fall apart like mine did, I'm happy that I at least lived them for a little bit, and I'll always have those memories to cherish and hold close to my heart. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye!